Parshas Kisisa state that famous words of Moshe Rabbeinu. It says, tells the Rebbeinu Shalom, "Cheni no misifiko." So Rashi says over the Mikol HaTorah Kula, "Shliyomer alai shelo yitzik kedai levak shalei rach." That Moshe Rabbeinu shouldn't say that it wasn't kedai to be mevakesh rachum on Klal Yisrael. Somebody asked me a question on Shabbos. He says that Moshe Rabbeinu is worried about it. What people are going to say about him. That people are going to say that Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't kedai to ask rachum. So I told him that the emphasis, it's a very stark kasha. But the kasha is even a bigger kasha. But we can't figure out better kasha. That what was the hamdarai with the Rebbeinu Shalom? The Rebbeinu says, I'm going to destroy God's Klal Yisrael, and I'm going to rebuild Klal Yisrael from you, from Moshe Rabbeinu, from you and your children. And Moshe Rabbeinu is trying to keep Klal Yisrael alive. He's trying to advocate on behalf of Klal Yisrael. So on the tzad that Moshe Rabbeinu loses, then there's nobody left from Klal Yisrael. So who is Moshe Rabbeinu referring to? Shalayomu alai, that Shalayisi kedai levakesh rachum aleim. There's nobody left. So who's Moshe Rabbeinu worried that they're going to say that I wasn't worthy of asking for rachum on them? It must be that Moshe Rabbeinu is not talking about the people that are here today, because the people that are here today are not going to be here anymore. So Elamai, he's worried about his children, the future daughters. So Pshat is Moshe Rabbeinu was coming to the Rebbeinu Shalom and he was trying to advocate. And the Rebbeinu Shalom says, listen, I'm going to keep you around as a leader, and I'm going to rebuild Klal Yisrael from you. So Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Rebbeinu Shalom, he says, listen, if I'm the type of leader that can't keep alive my own people, he says, how am I ever going to be able to lead again? I'm going to be a leader that I can't protect my own people. He says, how are my future daughters ever going to have faith in me as a leader? That I'm going to be able to lead Klal Yisrael? Klal Yisrael is going to say, what type of leader is he? He's the type of leader that can't be mevakesh rachum for Klal Yisrael. So what's it going to help that you're going to keep me alive and you're going to rebuild from me? He says, I'm never going to be, if I can't protect Klal Yisrael, I'm never going to be able to I'm never going to be able to lead Klal Yisrael again. So you want to rebuild Klal Yisrael for me? That's finished. It's not negated. I can't be the leader of Klal Yisrael. State a pasuk that Moshe Rabbeinu says, the Rebbeinu Shalom, he asked the Rebbeinu Shalom, it's a matziv of Hester Ponim, and Moshe Rabbeinu says that he asked the Rebbeinu Shalom to show him his ways, mysterious ways of the Rebbeinu Shalom. More says that Moshe Rabbeinu his kasha was, why is there tzaddik? The rabbi, there's tzaddikim, there's tzaddikim that are suffering over here in this world. You see many tzaddikim, and the tzaddikim are suffering, and it's interesting to note that the tzaddikim themselves don't have this kasha. You see tzaddikim that are suffering. Rabbi Yankov Landau didn't have this kasha. Tzaddikim that are suffering, that they don't ask these kashas, but other people see tzaddikim suffering and they say, why is there tzaddik or rabbi? And then Moshe Rabbeinu says, Hareini nos kvoidecho, that Rebbeinu Shalom is master upon him, and he wants to see the Rebbeinu Shalom. So state, the says you can't see me, you can't be Megala, because Pasuk says that after that, that there's a mokum with me, and it's Tzavta al Atzur, and he'll stand over there on on the Rabbi. So Rashi over there says, there's a place over there in the mountain that I speak to you all the time. That there's a place there that I'm going to hide you over there in order that you shouldn't get genizik, that you shouldn't get hurt. And from over there, you'll see whatever you'll see. So, what's Rashi saying? That there's a mokim which is mucham, that over there I'm gonna hide you, that you shouldn't get hurt. Umisham tira mashatira. And from over there you're gonna see whatever you're gonna see. So Meduktzah, what Rashi is saying is that Avada there's a matzah of Hester upon him. And when there's a matzah of Hester upon him, we can't see the Rebbeinu from the Rebbeinu from his master. The Rebbeinu from his master himself, he hides himself. But the Rebbeinu from is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, like you saw it. He says, Afilu when there's a matzah of Hester upon him, the Rebbeinu from is also here. And the Rebbeinu from is also protecting Klal. In a Chanami, you can't see the Rebbeinu Shalom, but there's never a matzah that is total Hester upon him. Even when it is a matzah of Hester upon him, the Rebbeinu Shalom leaves a place for you to see the Rebbeinu Shalom B'Teicha Hester. And the Rebbeinu Shalom is there, and if you look for the Rebbeinu Shalom, Misham Tira Masha Tira, from over there, if you look for the Rebbeinu Shalom B'Teicha Hester, then you'll see the Rebbeinu Shalom even Teicha Hester. The Medatzach that it's a Gemara Chagiga. Gemara Chagiga says, "Anochi hasta pone b'yei mahu." Omar Kodesh Baruch Hu Afal Pisha started ponim b'chaloi madaber. Even though I was master ponim b'chaloi madaber, they show him the b'chaloim the tzara that's going to come. Yosef Amar Yodei Netuya Aleinu, that the Rebbeinu Shalom's hand is watching over us. Shnamar ubitzel yadei kisisicha, that the Rebbeinu Shalom is covering over Klal Yisrael with his hand, that the Umas Olam shouldn't be able to destroy us. And I think that's what Rashi is saying over here. Rashi, the Rebbeinu Shalom was telling Moshe that there's a Makom Mucham in Tzvachacha Shatmin Chasham Shleitizik. The Rebbeinu Shalom is showing Moshe Rabbeinu that Yadi Netuya Allah, that even though there's a matzah of Hester upon him, but still the Rebbeinu Shalom is Selkin Afecha. The Rebbeinu Shalom takes you under his wing, that the Klal Yisrael shouldn't he covers you over, that you shouldn't become a nizik. The Mefarshim explain that what does it mean that Yadei Netuya Alecha. So they say Yadei Netuya Alecha, that the pshat is that even when the Rebbeinu Shalom is covering over, that it's Yadei Netuya Alecha. When it's Yadei Netuya Alecha, it's not covered over totally. You're still able to see. That you're still able to, that type of kisei of Yadei Netuya Alecha is that Avada the Rebbeinu Shalom covers you over. But and there's a hester. But when somebody's covering you over, that's not a hester. That's not a covering, which is a total blocking. That there's still shayach to see. So the nafkamina between the hester, that's a total hester, and the fact that the Rebbeinu Shalom covers you over, is that you're able to see the Rebbeinu Shalom in the hester. And when you see the Rebbeinu Shalom B'Teicha Hester, that in itself is the light that's there through the darkness. The Molgazok, the Ken Zayin, that's the shot, that when the person comes to be by Nikim Avelim, we say, Psamokim Yenachim Estem, V'Soicham Avelim Tzimi Shalayim. And the Welsh tells us that what's the lotion of Hamokim? Come to be Menachem, so they say Hamokim. Where we find the Psashem of the Eibishter Hamokim? Now the pshat is Hamokim means that from Yene Mokim, where we see the Rebbeinu Shalom B'Teicha Hester, the Rebbeinu Shalom never leaves a Mokim he always leaves a place that you should be able to see the Rebbeinu Shalom, even when it's a matzah, that's the fun. Somebody comes and he loses a relative, so he feels that it's a matzah that has to pun. But even if you look the Teicha Hester, you'll see that there's certain signs that the Rebbeinu Shalom shows you that he's with you. Even in the darkest of times, to speak to anybody who went through a tzara, you see the Rebbeinu Shalom gives you certain signs that he's there with you, the Teicha Hester. And if you look for the Rebbeinu Shalom, you'll see the Rebbeinu Shalom even with Teicha Hester, because it's never a matzah that the Rebbeinu Shalom will leave it that there's total Hester. And from Yena Bakim that you see the Rebbeinu Shalom with Teicha Hester, that's where the Nechama comes from. That's where a person has a Nechama. That's what the Rebbeinu Shalom was showing Moshe Rabbeinu, that Enochanami is the matzah that's the fun. And you don't, and to you it seems like the Rebbeinu Shalom has forsaken Klal Yisrael, but there's never a matzah of total Hester. Even B'Teicha Hester, the Rebbeinu Shalom is still there with you.